Hello, everyone. In this emotional, reflective deep dive, we explore a fictionalized account of Willie Nelson's final chapter, a story crafted to reveal how the legendary country star, beloved for his iconic voice, outlaw spirit, and decades of music that shaped American culture, ultimately leaves behind a fortune that brings his family to tears, not because of greed or conflict, but because of the staggering depth of love, intention, and legacy woven into every decision he makes. We begin by revisiting Willie's early struggles, remembering the young Texas songwriter who sold his first classics for pennies just to survive, then worked his way from smoky bars to national stages, surviving heartbreaks, bankruptcies, battles with the IRS, and personal storms that would have broken lesser men. Yet each adversity forged a man who valued family above fame, simplicity above wealth, and authenticity above everything. As we transition into the fictional final years of his life, we paint a portrait of Willie as wiser, softer, more introspective, spending long nights on his porch overlooking his ranch while strumming melodies that carried memories of old friends, lost loves, and the open roads that shaped him. And it is during these quiet evenings that Willie begins putting together the plan that would one day leave his family speechless. An intricate, heartfelt blueprint for how he wanted his fortune to be used, preserved, and shared once he was gone. In this narrative, Willie's loved ones knew he had money, but no one expected the truth. He had spent decades quietly investing, saving, and building an empire behind the scenes, from music royalties to ranch land, publishing catalogs, sustainable farming ventures, and even small businesses tucked away in rural towns, all growing in value until the total reached an amount that stunned even those closest to him. But the real emotional weight comes not from the money itself, but from how Willie arranged it to reflect the story of his life. He leaves each child and grandchild not just financial security, but personal letters explaining why each gift was chosen. Letters that bring them to tears because they reveal just how closely Willie observed their lives, their passions, their fears, and their struggles. To one child, he leaves a restored piece of farmland because he remembered a conversation from 20 years earlier about wanting a quiet life away from the spotlight. To another, he leaves music rights and studio access because she once said recording with him was the happiest moment of her life. To a grandchild battling self-worth issues, he leaves a scholarship fund in their name, telling them they were always smarter than they believed. And to the entire family, he leaves a massive detailed trust dedicated to supporting causes Willie cherished: farmer protection, environmental restoration, music education, and addiction recovery, all designed so that long after he is gone, the Nelson name continues to do good in the world. The fictional story then dives into the emotional scene of the family gathering to hear Willie's final message, a video he recorded shortly before passing, where he appears smiling gently, the familiar twinkle in his eye, thanking his family for loving him through every chapter of his turbulent life and urging them not to fight, not to mourn endlessly, but to celebrate through music, laughter, and the kind of freedom he built his entire identity upon. His children cry as Willie expresses regret for the years he spent on the road, missing birthdays and milestones, and he admits he tried to make up for it, not with money, but with intention, with love embedded into every detail of what he left behind. We then reflect on how the world reacts to the revelation of Willie's fictional massive fortune and carefully crafted legacy, with fans and musicians expressing awe that a man so famously humble had quietly arranged one of the most thoughtful generational gifts in music history, while financial experts marvel at how he transformed past hardships, like the tax scandals that once nearly ruined him, into the motivation to build a stable future for the people he loved. the narrative explores how the family decides to honor his memory by continuing the philanthropic work he started, using portions of his fortune to fund music programs in underserved communities, support struggling farmers, and create safe spaces for young artists, turning his legacy into a living force rather than a static inheritance. And as the video concludes, we step back and look at the larger picture. A man who began life with nothing, who fought through pain, addiction, financial disaster, and heartbreak, ending his journey by giving away everything he built with a level of love, intention, and foresight so powerful that it changes the lives of everyone he touched. In this fictional retelling, Willie Nelson's final gift is not wealth. It is connection, healing, gratitude, and a reminder that true legacy is not measured in dollars, but in the love we leave behind. And as his family gathers on his ranch at sunset, guitars in hand, singing the songs he wrote decades earlier, they realize Willie gave them the greatest gift of all, a future shaped by the kindness, wisdom, and soul of a man whose music and heart will echo long after he is gone. Thanks for watching.